What's up, Ravens fans? The team came away with a win last week over the Denver Broncos. Next up, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday Night Football. So lots of good questions in the Ravens mailbag this week. So the first one comes today from the Raging Bear. And the question is, could Mark Andrews end up being the new Dennis Pitta?
Well, we actually talked to Dennis Pitta about this on our podcast, The Lounge. There's a nice little plug for y'all out there. And you know, the funny thing is, in terms of stats, Mark Andrews already surpassed Dennis Pitta. Dennis Pitta's rookie year had 1 catch for 1 yard. Mark Andrews already ahead of that mark.
Now, in Dennis's defense, there was Todd Heap still on the roster at that
I don't
point.
like to take Dennis's defense. Okay? We don't need to do that.
I just want to balance the scales here a little bit.
Here's the thing. I think Mark Andrews reminds me a lot more of Todd Heap, to your point, or Travis Kelce or Rob Gronkowski. I'm not saying that he's up to their level yet, but he's more in that mold to me, whereas Hayden Hurst reminds me a little bit more of Dennis Pitta. You know, I think Dennis was a little more shifty, smaller, get in and out of those breaks. That's not really Mark Andrews' game. Mark is a bigger guy than Dennis. He's more of a seam, kind of stretch the field kind of guy, get up, make big plays. I think a lot of people are probably making this comparison because they were both receivers in college. But Mark Andrews isn't your typical receiver. So I do think that Mark Andrews can have an impact like Dennis Pitta. He can put up stats like Dennis Pitta, but he's not going to do it the way that Dennis Pitta did.
All right, let's keep it moving here. The next question comes from David, and the question is, will Alex Collins be a bigger part of the offense and finally have a breakout game? Well, first of all, I think that Alex was a bigger piece of the offense last week. He got the ball a lot more against the Broncos, and he had a better game as a result. I do think that the breakout game was kind of looming there for him. I feel like last week we started to see there were some runs where you're like, oh, he's going to break that one, and ends up, getting brought down. There haven't been huge running lanes, and the offensive line has talked about this, and John Harbaugh has talked about this, and Flacco. Everybody wants to see the running game be more productive in terms of average. It's not a run-pass balance thing, but in terms of when you do run the ball, you want to be more productive with it. And I do think that this could be the week. I mean, the Steelers don't have a great defense, and the Ravens are certainly, when you go on the road, you pack your running game, you pack your defense, and if they can do more to keep that Steelers offense off the field, I think they would love to be able to do that. So maybe it is this week.
Yeah. You know what's kind of crazy is you look at the NFL leading rushers, and not many of the big names are at the top. So it's been kind of a wacky year so far. I know for fantasy football owners, it's kind of weird. Yeah. So we're all waiting on Alex Collins to put up, 20 points or so.
Here's the thing. You're right. Here's the thing I would say is that he's running hard. I mean, he's running well. I don't think it's an indication.
And as the offensive line gels, I think that he'll have more running lanes.
I agree.
Too. So last question comes from @simplyMJ42. The question is, what are the chances of signing John Brown to an extension before the season ends? I like this one. Now, I don't think that it's going to happen before the season ends, but I do think that there's a decent chance of the Ravens signing John Brown after this year. Unfortunately, it looks like right now he's signed a 1-year contract, and he's going to get a bigger contract after this season ends if he continues. And I really hope that it's in Baltimore. I mean, the Ravens have kind of been in the desert in terms of wide receivers. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, they've done well in free agency. You already have a guy on the team that you know is good. You have a proven product. He's still early, entering his prime of his career. I'd like to see the Ravens be aggressive here.
I think I agree with you. I would be surprised if it happens before the season ends. I mean, John Brown took the 1-year deal for a reason, because he wants to go out there and test the market when the time comes. But if you can get him after the season ends long term, I think that would be a win-win for both sides. So that's it for this week's edition of Ravens Mailbag. But as always, we'd love to hear from you guys. So send in those questions every single week on social media using the hashtag Ravens Mailbag. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.